Hello everybody, very good evening to all of you. Welcome to StudyIQ IAS English. I'm Abhishek Singh and I welcome you all in this next part, in fact the last part of the Harappan civilization, or basically we are trying to learn about the Bronze Age urbanization in the Harappa, and today in this lecture we will be having a brief overview and the summary as well as few important questions from this unit of Indian history. So dear students, as we have done the several details and also we have understood a lot of theoretical aspect related to the Bronze Age culture, so in today's lecture we will be covering up the various places related to the Harappan civilization and we will be doing certain questions related to that. But before that, make it sure that you share this video and the link of this class with each and every one of your friends so that they can also attend it live here with me and with all of you. Very good evening, Sarvendra Yadav ji, Untold Karthik. Hello Karthik, how are you? And guys, quickly share this session in the groups etc. if you are there, or if any friend of yours or anybody else who is preparing for the examination of civil services, they will be benefited a lot from this particular lecture. Now, so let us proceed further, and in case if you want the content of this particular class or any of my classes, so you can join me on this Telegram group on this particular link, and at the same time if you are willing to join any of our batches, you can simply use this code ASR live. Remember that, because we are starting our prelims to interview batches. The new batches are started from the 22nd of the July 2023 on 6 p.m. So that will be an evening batch, and here you have an opportunity to kickstart your preparation at this moment with us, because we are offering the batches not just in English or Hindi, but also there is a bilingual batch which will be extremely helpful for any candidate who is willing to prepare. This will be providing you with the current affairs, general studies, and also it will be giving a special mains residential program along with the interview guidance. So many things, but at a very simple price of rupees 29,999. Just you have to use this code ASR live. That's my code. So very good evening everybody. Karthik, welcome and thank you so much. Hello Chandra, very good evening. Good evening Aisha, and welcome to the class once again. And I hope that all of you have watched the previous lectures of this series. Now let us go back to the topic and a summary of the major cities. All right everyone. So here, first of all, if we talk about the first important city, that is Harappa. This Harappa that was excavated by Dayaram Sahni. So today basically we are doing the factual details. Okay, factual details. Good evening Abhishek Kapoor ji. Because we have already done the theoretical part, that means what was the origin of the civilization, how did it end, all these discussions etc. We have also seen about the timeline, we have also discussed about the agriculture, economy, religion and other features, and in today we will be seeing the factual details. So Harappa, excavated by Dayaram Sahni in 1921. It is situated on the bank of the river Ravi in the Montgomery district of Punjab, Pakistan. And what are the major findings from Harappa? Major findings include the sandstone statue of the human anatomy, the first thing. Second thing, the most important, the granaries, and this is the picture of the granary. You can see this is the huge structure. In fact, if you compare it with the Mohenjo-daro's grain granary, so the Mohenjo-daro's grain granary, that was also an enormous structure. However, the granary in Harappa is also a huge structure made up of the burnt bricks, and it was used for storing or for having the inventory of the food grains during the time of distress. Apart from that, in the previous lectures you might have seen the image of the human bust. Okay, that human bust made up of the sandstone. Okay, made up of the sandstone. So that is also obtained from Harappa only. And apart from that, the you can say specimens of the bullock carts, they have also been recovered from Harappa. right? Moreover, if we talk about Harappan artifacts, so how can we forget the H37, basically the cemetery H culture specimen, okay, the cemetery H culture specimen, that is the most important specimen to document about the post Harappan culture, right, post Harappan culture. So cemetery H of Harappa is also another famous recovery from Harappa. Okay, everybody. Now if we talk about the Chanhudaro, so Chanhudaro was famous for their beads, okay, for the beads, and this image is actually taken from the website harappa.com, which is actually run to provide all the detailed informations related to the Harappan civilization at the latest level, at the present level. So that means what? That these are the recent beads which have been recovered from the place called Chanhudaro, right? And if we talk about Chanhudaro, this is present in Pakistan and also located on the bank of the Indus River in the Sindh province of Pakistan. Here, Chanhudaro was excavated by N.G. Majumdar in the year 1931, and apart from the beads, Chanhudaro is a very special site where there is a stone, or you can say terracotta carving, not stone. There is a terracotta carving which represents the footprints of a dog chasing a cat, probably a dog which was chasing a cat. So both of them might have jumped on that terracotta. So the footprints or the foot images of both of them, that has been obtained from it. All right, everyone. Apart from that, if we talk about the other places, so the most important place, that is Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro is also known as the Mound of Dead. So Mohenjo-daro, that was discovered by Rakhal Das Banerjee in the year 1922, and it is located on the bank of Indus River in the Larkana district of Pakistan, province Sindh. All right. Now this is the site from where there is a long list of the recoveries, and some of the most important recoveries, they include the Great Bath. The Great Bath was basically a great structure which was probably used for the ritualistic bath, etc., right? And as far as we are aware, it was an enormous structure, and it was most probably used for the religious or ritualistic ceremonies by the ruling classes of the Harappan Mohenjo-daro citadel. Apart from that, we have also recovered the granaries. The bronze dancing girl is also there, the very famous artifact, approximately 3 to 4 inches in the height, and also it has got a very peculiar shiny surface, shiny polishing of the bronze, and at the same time the posture of the statue, that is called as the Tribhang posture, as you might have seen that, right? I will be showing you the statue in the upcoming slides as well. However, the most famous seal is also obtained from Mohenjo-daro, that is the seal of Pashupati, or Proto Shiva as we call it. So in the yesterday's lecture, I had shown you about the presence of which type of seals are there, right? About the presence of the seals, as well as about the presence of the Shivlinga, right? Shivlings like structures. So they indicate the presence of such a cult which was worshipping either the forces of the nature, or the representatives of the nature, or the processes occurring in the nature, like the process of Genesis. Okay, what is the meaning of Genesis? The process of procreation or reproduction. Okay, everyone. Then we also have the statite statue of the bearded man, and a very famous document is that, right? Very famous and documented statue is that, where we continuously keep on seeing that statue in various images, in various class, etc. So here also the bearded man statue is found. Apart from that, the piece of woven cloth, and one thing which is recovered from not just Harappa, also from Mohenjo-daro, also from Mehergarh, and that is nothing but the sculpture, the terracotta sculpture of the mother goddess, that has been recovered from the various places including both Harappa, Mohenjo-daro and other various places in the civilization. Now, if we talk about some other important places, so that is Armory, okay, that is Armory. Armory was also excavated by N.G. Majumdar in the year 1935, located on the bank of Indus River, and due to the discoveries or due to the excavations of the so many sites at the banks of the Indus River, particularly in the pre-independence era, this civilization became popular as the Indus Valley civilization. However, at present scenario, if we observe the numbers of the excavated sites related to this civilization, we can say that as much as 80% of the civilization sites, they have been excavated from the area which lies in between the rivers Ganga, Yamuna and Indus, basically the areas of western UP, Haryana, Punjab, northern Rajasthan, northeastern Rajasthan, etc., etc. Got it, everyone? So the areas lying in between those two rivers, in fact those riverine belts, those areas have the maximum number of the locations related to this particular civilization. Apart from that, at Kalibanga, it was excavated by Amalanand Ghosh. Okay, Amalanand Ghosh. So the old spelling goes like that, but this is Ghosh. In fact, if we talk about the finding of the site that was done by an Italian archaeologist, okay, an Italian archaeologist in the place of Kalibangar, right? However, it was Amalanand Ghosh who actually did the excavation, found the artifacts, studied it and published the first report under the guidance of the ASI. All right, so that is found in 1953 and it was present at the banks of the Ghaggar river, and probably it was the first major site that was excavated at Rajasthan, and it had so many unique evidences such as the presence of the camel bones, because camel probably had become a pet, a domesticated animal by that time. Also the fire altars are present here. Okay, the wooden plowshare is found. In fact, the evidence of a field which is plowed and has the furrows made by the plowing of the wooden plowshare, that is also obtained from Kalibangan. And not just that, the Kalibangan is also unique in its aspect because it was the only place where the mud bricks were used. Okay, mud bricks were used. And the second thing, that the Kalibanga, right, it did not have the covered streams, so the uncovered drainage was also there. Okay, uncovered drainage. Apart from that, in Kalibangan we have recovered the various potteries artifacts, basically the painted potteries having the black on red paintings. Okay, so black on red wares, that type of pottery has been extensively recovered from Kalibanga. Apart from that, we have also recovered few graves as well, where the burials have taken place in the north-south direction, indicating the typical way of burial or typical way of the last rites and the cremations as done in the customary Hindu culture. I am not trying to connect it with the Hindu culture, I am just trying to show that there were several cultural similarities in the Harappan civilization and their places with respect to the current cultural practices. Alright, in fact, the graveyard that has been unearthed in the various places like Lothal, in Rakhigadhi, also in Harappa, in almost every graveyard, we had the orientation of the dead bodies lying in a north-south direction, with the head towards the north and the feet towards the south direction. Okay, so that is a particular cultural message that we can have from these excavations. Got it, everybody? Apart from that, from Lothal, which was excavated by R. Rao in 1953, this is the famous image of the Lothal dockyard. Apart from the dockyard, Lothal is also famous for various other things like the presence of the fire altars. The presence of fire altars. So, apart from Kalibanga, even Lothal also had the presence of the fire altars. The most important thing that was that the fire altars, they were made in the stages. Okay, they were made in the stages somewhat very similar. Okay, somewhat very similar to the Yagya Kund or to the sacrificial pyres which are oftenly visible to us, whenever there is a sacrificial occasion. Now, apart from that, we also had the first man-made port. Probably rice husk was there. Okay, rice husk was there, and the chess playing is also proven if we observe the artifacts obtained from Lothal carefully, because the dice, the presence of dice, and also the terracotta artifact showcasing the presence of the chessboard like structure. The dice are obtained from Mohenjo-daro as well as in Lothal, and the chessboard like structure made up on the terracotta plate, that is obtained from Lothal. Alright everybody. Apart from that, there is a place called as Surkotada. That is a place called Surkotada that is discovered in Gujarat by J.P. Joshi in 1964. This place Surkotada became much controversial, rather much anticipated place, because this had something which was not present in any of the earlier places discovered in this civilization. Alright everybody. So, that was basically the bone of the horses. Okay, the bones of the horses, because even though it was contentious that this might be the bones of the horse, this might not be the bones of the horses. However, majority of the archaeologists as well as the paleo archaeologists, they also agreed upon this point that this might be the bones of at least some wild species or wild or distant relatives of the modern horse, even though it was highly doubtful that it was the bone remains or the fossils of a modern horse. Okay, this was not very much sure. Got it? So therefore, there was a question in the UPSC's previous years that horse was not present, and they have considered this statement as a correct statement, that horse was not present in the Harappan civilization. Okay everybody. Now, a place called Banwali, excavated by R.S. Bisht in the 1974. The Banwali is a place in Haryana, and probably it was the first place which was excavated at such an extensive level in Haryana, and there were lots of findings from Banwali. Particularly if we see, the beads were there, barley has been excavated out, and the last thing but most important thing, that the presence of both pre-Harappan and mature Harappan phase, that is the era of early farming culture and the era of integration. Okay, both have been found at a place Banwali, that is in Haryana. Okay everyone. The Hisar region of Haryana, it did not just have the place called Banwali, but also it had the place called as Rakhi Garhi, another place called as the Bhirana. So all these are present in the Hisar district. See, Chandra, the presence of the horse bones from Surkotada, it has always been a contentious topic. So you cannot take a chance. If there is a direct question which asks that from which place or from which location has the bone of a horse been recovered, and the options are showing the name of Surkotada, then you can choose that option. Otherwise, if you have to write the answer, or if you have to select the correct answer based upon the statements which indicates that higher possibility of the options which are not including the presence of horse, go with that. Okay, so we have to be a street smart candidate to select the answer as per the present question on the paper. Otherwise, we will be doing a mistake in this type of question. which is a contentious question. Now, talking about Dholavira. Dholavira is a is a very famous place. Recently, probably recently it was declared as UNESCO's 40th World Heritage Site in India. Tell me in the comment box that when was it declared as the UNESCO's 40th World Heritage Site in India? What was the time when it was declared? I just said recently, but it's not that recent also. When was it declared? Kindly tell me in the chat box now. So Dholavira, present in Gujarat, is famous for its ancient water storage structures. They were huge and they were also extremely useful. Some of them were having the stepped well like structure. Okay, stepped wells like structure. Okay, and the Dholavira was also famous for having not just 2 but 3 sections of the settlement. Okay, of the settlement, and not just that, all the 3 sections were actually having the boundaries. Okay, having the boundaries. So all of them were fortified. All right, everybody. Yes, Chandra, that's correct. So here we can say, that Dholavira, that was a site excavated by R.S. Bisht in 1985. It is one of the most famous site, and it is also amongst the top 5 largest sites excavated in the Harappan civilization, largest cities excavated in the Harappan civilization. All right, everyone. Here, the water harvesting system and the water reservoirs, they were the benchmark of the findings in this place. Apart from that, a large signboard representing the Harappan scripts in bold letters, even that has also been recovered from the Dholavira city. Got it, everybody? Dholavira also had the presence of the enormous buildings as visible in the Mohenjo-daro. Apart from that, Dholavira is one of the sites where we have the presence of the central wells. In the group of the houses, there were single well. Somewhat, do you think that it indicates the scarcity of the water in that area, or probably it was showcasing the reducing availability of water due to the climatic changes, right? In fact, if we talk about Dholavira right now, or later on if we talk about Lothal, even the orientation of the city's arrangement, that was not completely west to east as in the case of Mohenjo-daro. Okay, everybody. So we can say that probably the presence of these places in such typical situations might have resulted into the little bit of shifting into the architectural designs or into the patterns of settlement as compared to the major cities of the central IVC sites. Okay. Then a place called Sutka Gandor. Sutka Gandor was actually discovered in 1929 and excavated by Steen, that is located in the southwestern Balochistan on the coast of Makran. Okay, on the Makran coast, very nearby to the Iranian borders. All right, everybody. So basically, it is located on the Dast River, okay, on the Dast River in Pakistan, and this was used as a trade point, as a point of trading. Okay, the port of trading between Harappa and Babylonia, basically Mesopotamia. So the oceanic route or the overseas route starting from Meluha, it passed through the Magan. Magan was basically the Makran coast where Sutka Gandor, okay, that was a major port, and after that it used to pass through the Dilmun, okay, Dilmun, and then reached to the Ur, in Mesopotamia. Got it, everyone? Now I think I have shown you the maps, etc., in the previous 2 or 3 classes, so you can just go and check those maps again, so that it will be a great revision for you as also. And in the Rakhi Garhi, which is probably the most important site at this moment, only because from Rakhi Garhi we have discovered so many things. This has come out to be the oldest, because the site of Bhirana, okay, Bhirana nearby Rakhigarhi, this has been proven to be the oldest site related to the Harappan civilization, surpassing the Mehergarh, which has been found, right, which was considered the oldest as of now, but this has been considered the oldest due to the latest discoveries. Not just that, the Rakhigarhi has been proven as to be the largest urban settlements in the mature phase of the Harappan civilization. Yes, Abhishek, you can. So here it is currently being excavated. It is still under excavation, and you might have heard about Mr. Shinde, who was the in charge of the Rakhigarhi excavations, and he is connected with the Pune, one of the colleges in Pune related to the study of archaeology. So here many things that have been discovered here. Some of the most important things include the couple graveyard, or the couple grave, where most probably a male and female skeletons have been found. Probably they were buried together. And not just that, the discovery of the not the discovery but the finding of R1A1 genes. Okay, so the study of the R1A1 genes from the recovered skeletons, right, skeletons at Rakhigarhi, that has become a very hot topic, because this gene R1A1 is actually a paternal gene, which indicates the presence of the Central Asian features in the particular person, or in the DNA of the particular person who was probably living in Rakhigarhi and was buried in a grave there. So this has somehow ruled out the possibility of the presence of any Central Asian genes in the Harappan skeleton that is found at Rakhigarhi, obviously. So this completely eliminates any chances that the Harappan civilization was built, or it was developed by any Central Asian group of people, or any invasions from Central Asia were there. Got it, everyone? So this does not single-handedly destroy, but it somehow presents a new fact before us, that Harappan civilization was definitely the work of the indigenous settlements or indigenous settlers, who later on developed as one of the most extensive civilizations. Okay, so this might be a breakthrough in the research and studies of Rakhigarhi, particularly Harappan civilization in general. Now, this is the dancing statue of Mohenjo-daro. Now, this is the image of dancing statue or dancing girl on the pottery obtained from Rakhigarhi. Okay, everyone. Hello, Neeraj. Hello, Purushottam. So I think you can understand it very well, that don't you think that it looks something strikingly similar? The pose of the hands, the head structure, again the hand on the west, and the other hand which is just simply hanging. So that is showing the different similarities between the two artifacts, one at Mohenjo-daro, another one at Rakhigarhi. Okay, now if we talk about the questions now, so let us solve these questions, very simple questions. Probably in the last 15 years or so, there have been a few questions which have been asked from this particular topic. So you can see here the very first and very simple question, the simplest of all the questions. Indus Valley civilization belongs to prehistorical, historical, proto-historical and post-historical. That is simply the proto-historical time period, because we understand that proto-historic means where the written and the archaeological, right, both evidences are found. Both evidences are found, but the written evidences, okay, the written evidences, all right, they are not deciphered. They are not deciphered. All right, everybody. Now moving to the next question, another easy question. Nature of the Indus Valley civilization was urban, rural, agricultural, none of these. Okay. Urban, rural, agricultural, or none of these. So the nature of the civilization was urban. Nature of civilization was urban. Okay. However, the maximum population that was settled in the rural areas. However, the primary survival of the civilization that was agricultural. Okay, that was agricultural. So this is important thing to clarify. Next question, that was, now this is a common question in fact. Consider the following, okay. Consider the following pairs with respect to the Harappan civilization. Stone, metals on one side, then uses beads, weights, tools, weapons, ornaments and vessels, and ornaments and vessels. Okay, so this is basically the correct match. All right. Now on the stone side, we have the carnelian, we have the chert, we have the copper and bronze, we have the gold and silver. So which of the pairs above are correctly matched? 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, or all of them are correctly matched? Yes, everybody, try to answer these questions. Okay. So I think you have answered a few questions previously. Now you have to answer this question as well. So carnelian, red stone, that was obviously used for making the beads. Cherts were the shiny and shimmering stones which were used for the weights, right, making the weights and measurements. And here the copper and bronze were obviously used for making the tools, weapons, ornaments, vessels, almost everything. And here the gold and silver, that was used for making the ornaments and vessels. And anybody who has done the previous year questions may find this question very easy to solve. Now the next question, it was again asked in 2002. Which of the following animals was not represented in the seals terracotta art of the Harappan sculpture? Okay, so in the seals and terracotta arts, which of the animals are absent completely? Cow, elephant, rhinoceros, tiger. This was asked in 2002. Answer is cow. So cow was absent in the, not in the Harappan civilization, but on the seals. Okay, everybody. Then in the next 2013 we have a question. Which of the following characterizes the people of Indus Valley civilization? They possessed great palaces and temples. They worshipped both male and female deities. They employed horse-drawn chariots in the warfare. So which of the statements are correct? 1 and 2, only 2, 1, 2, 3, none of the above. हाँ जी, तो इसका आंसर क्या होना चाहिए आपके हिसाब से? ये भी यूपीएससी का प्रीवियस ईयर का क्वेश्चन है, 2013 में पूछा गया था ये, राइट? सो नाउ टेल मी द राइट आंसर. Okay, so here if we talk about, right, here if we talk about that the right answer of this question, that is which one? Option number B is the right answer to this question, everybody. Option number B is the right answer to this question. Got it, everyone? Now moving further, right, now moving further to the next question, that is regarding the Indus Valley civilization. Consider the following statements into the right that was asked in 2011. Got it, everyone? In 2011. So it was predominantly a secular civilization, and the religious element, though present, did not dominate the scene. That means the religious element was present, however it did not dominate the scene. During this period, cotton was used for manufacturing textiles in India. So which of the statements given above are correct? You have to tell the right answer. Okay, everybody. So this question was asked in 2011. It's an easy question once again, and you have to consider it from the perspective of the meaning of secular civilization, where we don't have any dedicated structures, any dedicated religious features. Okay, so here it is absolutely right. Answer is option number C. Both the statements are correct. Both the statements are correct. Okay, everyone. Now, there is another question having the list 1 of the ancient sites, list 1, list 2 where the findings are given. So Lothal, Kalibangan, Dholavira, Banwali. All right, everybody. This question was asked in 2002. So here we have the plowed field, the dockyard, the terracotta replica of a plow, and an inscription comprising, right, the 10 large sized signs of the Harappan script. Okay, everybody, 10 large size signs of the Harappan script. So which of the statements, right, which of the list, in fact, you have to find the correct match. All right, everybody. So tell me the right answer now. I think this is a very easy question. Very, very easy question. What do you say? Okay, so the people are answering it as well. Now, Lothal is famous for dockyard. Okay, for the dockyard. Then Kalibangan is famous for, right, Kalibangan is famous for the plowed field. Okay, plowed field. All right. Dholavira is famous for an inscription comprising of the 10 large sized signs, and Banwali is famous for, right, that is famous for the terracotta replica of a plow. Okay, that is third one. Okay, so basically second, first, fourth and third, which one is the answer? Okay, so second, first, fourth and third, yes, B is the right answer. Got it, everybody? B is the right answer. Got it, everyone? So this question was asked in 2002, and this appears to be baffling even now, because some of the students, in fact most of you, had answered option number D. Plowed field is recovered from Kalibangan, as we know that. Okay, remember that the use of the plowshare on that field, that was recovered. Have you not seen that? Right, in the previous class I had shown you the picture also. Okay, everybody. So guys, that is all in today's session. From tomorrow onwards, we will be starting the Vedic culture, and we will be studying the Vedic culture in a very much detailed manner as given in the R.S. Sharma. Also, that will be supplemented by the new NCERT, Tamil Nadu board, etc. And whenever there will be a requirement, we will be having some additional details also. So if you want to start your preparation for 2024 civil services examination at a serious level, now this is the right time to get yourself enrolled for our evening batches, where you are going to get the batches in the English, Hindi and bilingual medium, and you will be also provided with a detailed coverage of the current affairs along with the subjects of the general studies, as well as a very special mains residential program will be given to you, where you will be provided the stay opportunity at Delhi NCR campus of StudyIQ, along with the classroom and other facilities. So all these things are available on 29,999 rupees. Use this code ASR Live to enroll yourself on this particular batch, which is going to start from the 22nd of July. So any of your friends, any of your knowns, any of your relatives, or anybody who is thinking to prepare for the UPSC examination, guys, StudyIQ is going to be the best avenue for them. So thank you so much for watching it. Let's meet tomorrow in the next class. And if you want the PDF or the PPTs of this session, so you can join my Telegram channel as well on the given link. Thanks a lot for watching it, guys. Take care, bye-bye, and Jai Hind. Thank you.